The truth will set you free. This is not hard. I know what we've heard. We've heard the Christian life is really, really hard, and so you really got to try. Well, God, I'm talking about the creator of the world, said the opposite. Now, the world is hard, but Jesus said, my yoke is easy, my burden is light, and you will find rest for your soul. So I've said this in 5 different ways over the years, but gosh, I want to try to communicate it the best I can. Sin is really hard work. Sin is really hard work. You got to go against your system. You got to go against your heart. You got to go against what Christ is teaching your mind. You got to go against the Spirit of God. You got to go against your spirit. Sin is really hard work. It is. It's exhausting. And then there's Jesus, the still small voice, and his yoke is easy. And if you take his counsel and you listen and you respond to it, you find that your heart is immediately satisfied. And you find that it's not drudgery. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fool. I live on this planet. I know that there's opposition. And that's what we're feeling. You're feeling the friction of the opposition. You're a child of God in a fallen world, and there's friction. And that part is hard. People mistreat you, and that stinks. You're not treated fairly. You're not given your fair shake. You're not treated rightly. And that's hard. That's the friction of the fallen world. But what if we were to take that view of that and then just shift away from it for a minute and say, what's going on in here, though? What is God up to in here? And what I'm saying is, it's not hard. It's not what they told you. They told you this was high maintenance in here. It's not. They told you you were out of fellowship and out of God's will and not forgiven yet and had to make sure you didn't forget one, and you're in and out of his good graces, and you got to find his favor, and you got to get blessed and avoid the curse. Do you see? They told you it was high maintenance in here. It's high maintenance out there. Don't confuse the two. It's high maintenance out there. It's no maintenance in here. Somebody says, no maintenance. That can't be right. I'm not talking about up here. We're learning, we're growing, but his yoke is easy. His burden is light. We find rest for our soul in him and through him. There's no maintenance. You don't need to be fixed. God already fixed you. He made you a new self. You're trying to get better. He wants you to see that you're new. You don't get better when you're new. You don't need to be new and improved. You're just new.